What is going on, guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today on the West Ham unofficial YouTube channel, we're back. 2 games in 48 hours for pretty much every club in the Premier League except Man City and Everton. But we're back with another preview. We're going preview, review, all of that stuff. But I've got a West Ham fan and a couple of Southampton fans coming on very shortly. But I'd just like to say, before we do get into all of that, as you can see by the ticker below, we are 40 away from 500 subscribers. So if you could hit that subscribe button, if you haven't already, that would be great. Subscribe, and let's try and get to 500 as soon as possible. So at the St Mary's Stadium now, I'm going to bring on our 3 fans who want to put their point across. Firstly, we've got Mike, who comes on the previews quite regularly. Mike is a West Ham fan. How are you, Mike?
Oh, great, Jake. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And then we've got a couple of Southampton fans, Colin and Oscar. How are you?
Hi, Jake. Very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, we'll get.
Evening, Mike.
So we'll get straight into it. I think, obviously at the St Mary's Stadium, we'll go just back a couple. Well, I would say a week, but a couple of days. Last time out for Southampton, Southampton played Fulham, and it was a 0-0 draw. Colin, how's your season been so far, and what's your thoughts on that last game? And are you confident going into tomorrow?
Well, I think we've obviously had a good season so far, but we're definitely off the boil a little now. We've got some injuries. We've got some key players in the spine of our team are missing. Ings, Romeo was out suspended last game, though he should be back. Vestergaard. So yeah, we're not looking as threatening as we were. And to be honest, I'm not confident against you guys tomorrow, although saying that, I'm not sure you're in the greatest of form. So I think this is about the least predictable game in the Premier League this round of games, virtually. Could go either way. You could be great and we could be terrible, or vice versa.
Yeah, well, it just depends what... I think Southampton, West Ham, they're two similar sides. Oscar, how do you think your season's been so far, and are you confident?
Yeah, very happy. Been playing nicely, but obviously not in the greatest of form. Fulham going into that game, probably should have won. But looking back on it, probably a fair result. I wouldn't say I'm confident, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm going in thinking we're going to lose. I think a draw would probably, looking at it.
Good bet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I reckon it's one for the draw. One for the pundits to pick as a draw, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that could be what it is. But Mike, a couple of days ago, Brighton a draw, and we're going to come on to one of the subjects in a minute. Just quickly, what was your thoughts on that without alluding to the starting 11?
I've not got over it yet. I've got to be totally honest. I just, we were just so poor in the first half. It was unbelievable. But you couldn't blame the players out there. A lot of our fans have been knocking our players. He's just picked the wrong formation, We're playing Brighton, who haven't won for God knows how long. I know they're our bogey team, but, we had to go and give it a go, and we didn't give it a go. As soon as we brought on Lanzini and Yarmolenko, we looked like we could beat them easy, We made them look good, And I say, in
that first half,
it's so frustrating it was. I've not been as frustrated at watching West Ham for a long time, because normally we do expect these sort of things to happen. But this year, we had the chance to really get a good feeling amongst all the fans again, and put out an attacking team against a side that was struggling, but just didn't do it. It was frustrating.
So if we move on then, starting 11 worries for West Ham. Going into tomorrow's game, Mike, I think we started with a back 5. Would you go back 4 or back 5 tomorrow? I'd
stay with a back 5. I've got no problem with the formation. It was the players he picked. I love Mark Noble to death, but he doesn't give us anything running forward. He's a lovely, tidy little footballer. Great to bring on when you've got control of the game, because he don't lose the ball. He picks up the ball, he finds a man, but he's never going to run past anyone, and he's not going to get up there with the likes of Haller and Bowen. I mean, I felt sorry for Haller and Bowen. They were stranded up there on their own. As soon as Lanzini came on, different game altogether.
It
You know,
was, and all of a sudden, from halftime, when we brought Lanzini Yarmolenko on, it was the same West Ham we've been watching for the last
Yeah.
couple of months, haven't we?
Yeah,
But-
exactly. It's, you know, we had a chance to really, you know, have a go at the team. You know, and I just don't think Moyes has got it in him to do that, though.
Yeah. So, Colin, you've got a bit of pace in your side, and this man, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. Dujnepo, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Gineppo. Yeah,
Gineppo.
he's a bit of a. He's a bit of a still a bit of an unknown quantity even to us. I think we were hoping he'd be the new Mane when we signed him, but I think the jury's still out. He's unpredictable, but he hadn't really produced it yet. He had a long injury, which means he never got a run of games under his belt until this season. Really, yeah, jury's still out. I'd say. I think Walcott's been good though, so you know I think he's offering us some pace up front. But we're glad to see, in terms of your team, we're glad to see Antonio not playing because he always plays brilliantly against us. And he's a former player of ours, so he always seems to score against us. So we're glad to see him out.
Like we are Ings, I think.
Well, yeah.
It does cancel out a bit, Colin, in that way, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
it does.
I do fear Ings. He's a very good player. And, you know, one player don't make a team, but it makes a lot of difference. You know, I'm sure if we'd had Ings this season, we'd probably be in the top 6.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference.
Clubs like ours and yours, if you get a goal scorer like that, you do become very reliant on them because
you do.
You know, it's not like we can roll another one off the bench like a lot of the big teams can. You know, and when he's out, we are a bit light in goal threat, frankly.
Like us,
unless we get a free kick round the box.
Yeah, James Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse, very good dead ball. So, I will fear that if we give away too many free kicks, maybe like you giving away too many corners against us.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, but it's a great weapon to have, isn't it? Both of it, you know.
Yeah, Souček's a big threat at corners, isn't he?
Yeah.
He just has that knack of arriving at the right time.
Not sure he knew a lot about the one against Brighton, but he was in the right place, wasn't he?
He just heads into the box in the right area, doesn't he? I know that one hit him on the head more than the head of it, but they all count.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Oscar, presuming that Benrahma starts, and we'll come on to that, Mike, in a minute, who do you fear in the West Ham side? Is it Benrahma that you fear the most?
I'd say probably yes, because of it's a certain like pace. Because although our fullbacks are quick, the part of our playing style is to push the fullbacks up so much that if you can counter, you've got pace, and none of our centre backs are very quick. So it is a worry if you can counter when our fullbacks are up the field, and with Bowen and
Benrahma. I think kind of counter-attacking, you haven't got much pace in your defence, but I think if Antonio would have been there, apart from that, I don't think we have much pace there really. Lanzini and Benrahma, if they play, there's a bit of pace there, but we've got to let me have a look at the comments. We've got to scroll a long way up for this because I haven't looked at them. Hi Ben, tough game tomorrow. I would say, I think it will be a tough game for very similar sides. I think Kent Hammers has said a 3-1 win, bounce back tomorrow. Any news if we've got to play Everton with them having the virus? I don't know with that. Definitely a tough one. Yeah, I think it is. Hi Tom, good evening. Kent Hammers, I'd go 4-2-1-3 or 4-3-3. Honestly, there's thousands of formations, and it's quite nice to see which one will Moyes pick, really, because he could do anything. Tom, we seriously lack pace at the moment without Antonio. Antonio back on the bench tomorrow, X says.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about that. I think if he is fit enough, I think he could be on the bench, and if we really need him, I'd say 15 minutes max at the end, I think.
How do you feel about Benrahma then? You disappointed with how he's done, or because he obviously scored a lot of goals, didn't he, in the Championship?
He's just not been given a chance, to be honest, Colin. I mean, the flashes that we've seen of him, he's brilliant. He goes by people for fun, and he's got a great ability to, see a pass and shoot. and make goals himself. But he's not really been given I think he's only started one game. Is that right, Jake?
Oh, I think so. Well,
yeah.
my problem, that was my next question to you, Mike. Let me just get this up. Ben Rama, he's got to start for me. I thought it was awful from Moyes. He got the whole starting 11 wrong last week, and he's got to learn. He said in his post-match press conference that he got it wrong, and let's hope that he stands by his word and he plays. I'd love to see us go really attacking, and that's what we didn't do last week. I'd love to see Lanzini, Bowen, Haller, and Ben Rama on the pitch at the same time. I can guarantee he won't do that because that's just Moyes. But I'd love to see.
He's just too defensive-minded, Jake, I'm afraid. We've got, we look at our bench. Look at our bench with Lanzini and Yarmolenko and Ben Rama. I mean, we've got some good players.
That's a strong bench. That's a much stronger bench than we got.
I mean, it is, Colin, but some of them should be starting. They shouldn't be sat on there in the first place. We need some of those guys on the pitch, for 90 minutes. But, I don't know what it is. He's just too negative at the moment. He needs to give... I mean, a lot of the fans would probably... If we lost 3-0 and we had a go... I think a lot of the fans would hold their hands up and say, well, that's what we wanted, and he's given it a go, and it hasn't worked, but...
Yeah.
And until he does that,
you could almost forgive him if he'd have gone with the Brighton formation against us, if he'd had a real go against Brighton.
I totally
Why go defensive against Brighton at home?
I know. I just can't believe it. I'm still absolutely bemused by it, really, but there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've got too many attacking players, really. If you're going to buying Ben Rama with what you already had, if you're going to buy Ben Rama, you have to start him. You can't.
No, I mean, he's only on loan. Maybe it wasn't Moyes' pick.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe it's a thing that he's saying, no, hang on a minute, I didn't want this guy, he's been lumped on me. He wants to build his own team. He's not my player, but we've seen enough of him to, he looks a real threat. He can make the difference. He's come on for 20 minutes and changed the game for us. But I think you're dead right in what you say. We've probably got too many number 10s and a lot of players that can play in the hole, players that don't really want to work back too much. And he likes the likes of Fornells and Bowen because they work so hard. Bowen, he's back there behind the fullback sometimes winning the ball, and then he's back down the line again. And that's a Moyes type player. And I don't think Ben Rama's that sort of player.
Yeah, well, I think it's really going to show whether Moyes is going to change the team. He's a creature of not changing the team. I think it's going to show whether he can do squad rotation. And yeah, as you said, Oscar, if we're going to kind of bring him in, we need to play him. And really, I really do like him, but I would have rather we brought in a central midfielder to back up Soucek and Rice, if I'm being honest. But here's me sitting here. He'll probably become the next Payet for us. So there's a couple more comments. Lima said, don't worry, Ben Rama won't play. Well, let's hope he does. Benna said, anyone think Ben Rama and Fredericks may well start just to get some fresh legs in, with Fredericks possibly playing? I'm not a huge fan of Fredericks. I'd rather Johnson play than Fredericks, but we'll see what Moyes does. Talking about all the tiers in tier 4. I would be happy with a 5-2-3 formation, but with Lanzini, Haller, Ben Rama up top. See, I'd like that, but where's Bowen fit into that? I don't. Where could Bowen fit into that? Benna said, Brighton, the team Moyes fears, maybe. Perhaps it is. Ken, Ben Rama, door opening midfielder. They are worth their weight in gold. We should be going for games. Foxes have lost 6, but only drawn 2. Moyes has done well, but we need to be expansive. Yeah, we do, really. So I think we've pretty much summed all that up. But before we go to predictions, Mike, who do you fear from the Southampton starting 11 squad?
I think, like you guys just said, I think Walcott is, he's found a new lease of life going back there, and he looks really good at the moment. He has got a lot of pace, so that's maybe why he may play Ben Johnson, because Johnson is very quick, Last year he shut Rashford out in the game, and I saw him actually. Rashford had a yard on him, and he caught him up and tackled him, and that still sticks in my head because I think he is good defensively for a young lad, and he has got pace. So I think Johnson may play because Southampton have got a bit of pace going forward. Even Long's quite quick off the mark.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's off.
He can't hit a barn door with a.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But,
yeah, but there is pace there to get him behind us. So yeah, I think Southampton have done really well, and it's going to be a real tough game. I know they've got a few players missing, and so have we. So yeah, it'll probably even itself out a little bit.
Yeah. So, just before we do get on to predictions, though, Oscar, where do you think the game could be won or lost? Is it do you think it'll all be down to who can boss the midfield tomorrow?
I think it's taking chances really, because I think it might both midfields they're very good, and I think it'll be quite stalemate in there, and won't be. I don't think too many chances because both defensively relatively solid. So I think it's just who can capitalise on good chances, really.
Yeah, definitely. So let's move on. We'll start with you, Colin. What's your prediction for tomorrow's game?
I'm going to go 1-1, Jake.
And who's going to score for Southampton?
I would say Walcott for Saints and Bowen for West Ham.
Yeah, I think it definitely could be a draw. Oscar, what's your prediction?
2-2, I reckon. Walcott and Adams, and then Bowen and Antonio come on and score. So
Well, Antonio.
94th minute or something.
yeah, we'll go 2-0 up and then lose 2 points. As always.
So, Mike, what's your prediction?
Yeah, I'm with Oscar. 2-2.
Yeah, I think it could be. There's a lot of 2-2s buzzing around. I think, a draw is the safe bet, I think. But let's just go up to the comments. Fo has said Ben Rama is a match winner. We need to utilise him. Definitely. I think so. Words and pictures. Moyes will play it safe as usual. I'm pretty sure he will. I'm calling Oscar Vestergaard from corners. Is he a person from corners?
He's a big threat, but he's injured.
He's injured.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That's the first time Kent
He's out for about a month.
Yeah.
We do have Bednarek, and he's at the near post. He's quite dangerous with his little flick-ons. So
yeah. Liam hoping for a 2-1 West Ham win. Yeah, that would be positive. Oh, Tom, he's going 2-1 Saints. No,
good lad, Tom Hatcher.
Positive. Come on.
He's trying to jinx us.
Yeah.
Ben's gone for 2-2. There's a lot of 2-2s going around today. Thomas said Walcott and Adams. Yeah, there's lots of Southampton players that are going to cause us a threat. I'm talking about Letizia. Letizia, what a man when he rejected Blackburn in the 90. He went up in my estimation.
He's the god.
Words and pictures. 1-2 West Ham fan base explodes. Foe, come on. I know you can't predict the West Ham win. You never do. But 3-0 Southampton. Come on, Foe. Foe, yeah, come on. Ben,
I'm not seeing that one.
Foe, I'm talking to you now, Foe, directly. Come on. So I'm going to go with my prediction and blowout. I'm going to go for a 3-3 draw.
Oh, blimey.
I think it's going to be a draw, and 1-1 and 2-2's been taken, so the only best option is 3-3 because I think there'll be goals in the game. So that is it. Colin, Oscar, and Mike, thank you for joining me tonight. And Colin and Oscar, I would wish you luck after tomorrow night's game.
We'll need it. We got Liverpool next.
Oh, God.
Oh, you'll beat them.
Southampton Rangers.
They weren't too pretty last night.
No, that's true.
They weren't, no. So, yeah, Colin, Oscar, Mike, thank you for joining me tonight.
Good fun. Thanks, Jake.
Yeah.
Cheers, Mike.
Thanks. See you guys.
Thanks, Mike. Kent Hammers has gone 3-1 West Ham. Soucek, Haller, and Creswell. Creswell, I reckon that's a free kick. Kent, you going free kick with that? Foe. Jake, you know my rule. I know your rule, but come on, folks, let's be positive. So yeah, that is going to do it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you tomorrow for a review after the game. There's only one thing left to say. I've been Jake from West Ham Official, and come on, you Irons. Thank you for everyone in the chat for